Hello.
So today we're going to be talking about the Norwegian Encore and our likes and dislikes of this ship. So we were on one of the inaugural cruises. So we were some of the first ones to sail on this brand new beautiful ship. And I will tell you, overall, there's a whole lot more likes than dislikes. What do you think?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It was an incredible ship.
The newest ship I've ever been on.
Definitely.
I mean, it was sparkling, brand new, you know, no rust. Everything was new. It was very nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to break this down in categories?
I'm just kind of go with the flow.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about overall ship layout first. Did you like the layout of the Encore? Did you find it easy to get around?
Well, yes, because I'm already familiar with that layout because it's very similar to the Bliss, it's very similar to the Breakaway, and it's very similar to the Joy, which I've been on all of those. They're pretty much identical. The difference is the Breakaway had Oceans instead of the local. Same layout, just a different kind of decor and color situation.
Yeah.
Those are the biggest differences.
Yeah.
Color, decor, kind of, you know, more modern, more Irish pub, you know, things of that nature, but same kind of layout.
So like what we learned, we started our first cruises with Carnival, and when you got used to a Carnival ship, you could pretty much get on any Carnival ship and know the layout pretty easily.
They have the basic same blueprint.
Yeah, same thing with Norwegian ships. If you've been on any of the Breakaway or Breakaway Plus classes, they're all pretty much the same as far as the basic layout goes. A few things might be different here or there, but you're gonna find your way around the ship very easily.
Yeah. You'll definitely have your bearings.
Yeah.
For sure.
I thought that finding things was really easy. I liked how you could get to the observation lounge. You could go right upstairs from the observation lounge and you're at the Garden Cafe. How the pool layout was, I thought it was all very easy and a good flow. I really like how they do their atrium, and they've got this big, nice open atrium with the 2-story screen that's used.
Big old huge screen.
Yeah.
I wish they'd play football on that screen. That would be so awesome.
That would be cool. I've seen movies on it before, and then they use it just in interaction with what's going on in the lobby. But then you can sit in the local and look down. And
if anybody out there has an in with NCL, tell them to start streaming football games on the big screen. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, I love the big screen in the atrium. I love the atrium. It's very open. It flows. It's very functional. Right above it, you have, which was the local on the Encore, and it was nice. I really liked the layout of it. It was kind of a cross between the local on the Bliss and Oceans. It was kind of a mesh. Oceans on the Breakaway. It was kind of a mesh, a cross between. Still, my favorite though is the Oceans. I like that Irish pub feel. On the Breakaway, the best. But Encore was second best, in my opinion. Just an opinion, but this one was really nice. Yeah,
I know what he's talking about here, because when you go on the Bliss and the local, it's very modern and clean and
very contemporary.
Not fun at all in just the local area, where in the Encore they brought a little bit more of that fun back in.
Yeah, brought a little bit more of the fun. Not quite as fun as Oceans, but it was close enough to feel good. So anyway, really liked the Galaxy Pavilion on the Encore, which they did not have on the Breakaway.
Or the
Bliss, but they did have on the Joy, which we got to do the one-day sailing out of Port of Los Angeles for that. That was also an inaugural.
Yes.
It was nice. It was something fun to do, especially if you have kids. It's going to be a great way to entertain your children. The virtual reality it's okay. You know, they just can't get that right. But there's a lot of other things that you can do in there that's really fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy, if you do it, definitely go into the theater, because the theater, they let 8 people in at a time, and it's a very interactive. You've got a gun and it's a screen and zombies are coming at you and it's real fast paced. It's a lot of fun. That was my favorite thing in Galaxy Pavilion.
That's what I was going to say. It's mine too. Yeah, definitely the funnest thing you can do. And the race car games are pretty fun.
Yeah.
But Oh, also they had the soccer game where you could play soccer, and they have a mechanical goalie, you know, and you gotta kick the ball past the goalie into the net, and the crew member is working the goalie, you know, with some buttons up front. That was fun.
Neither one of us got past that goalie.
No, he was good.
We really tried.
He was good.
There's also a brand new escape room in there. We did not do the escape room.
A little pricey.
Yeah, I think it was, what, $15 a person to do the escape room?
I think so. Yeah.
And so on prior ships, they had what was called Escape the Big Top, which was just held in one of the restaurants. It wasn't the same experience as a true escape room, but it was at no extra cost, where the escape room here is at an extra cost, but a way different experience.
I mean, it's a really small room too. I mean, you ought to be able to escape out of there pretty quick.
That's not what it's about, silly kid.
But it just feels like you need more turns and corners and cracks and crevices and nooks and crannies in my, I don't know why I think that, but I just do. But anyway.
All right, so let's talk about food on the Encore.
Ooh, let's talk about food.
I didn't have a morsel of food that was not good.
Oh, sure you did, huh? No? I didn't. I'm pretty sure I had a couple morsels that were not good, but none of them were like terrible or bad or like I had to spit it out or anything. But I mean, you know, it was pretty darn good food.
It was really good food.
Pretty darn good food. You know what I love about the Garden Cafe on the NCL ships? They're so big. They're so roomy. So even though they're big ships and they put a lot of people on them, it's very functional. You can get what you need to get pretty quick.
Yeah.
Really? I never really wait in line on an NCL ship at the Garden Cafe.
No, you just walk up, then because there's so many stations at Garden Cafe, it's all very open and you can just go up and get your food immediately. All right, so we had, of course, we ate in Garden Cafe several times. They had the seafood extravaganza. So we said in that video that that was exclusive to the inaugural, and it was and it wasn't. So come to find out, they are doing a seafood night, and we had a seafood night when we were on the breakaway as well, where it's a full seafood buffet. There was just a couple of things that we had extra on that one because it was an inaugural, but you're gonna have that same seafood experience when you sail on the Encore.
And a lot of people ask, well, when is it? We really don't know. It's gonna vary from cruise to cruise.
Right.
So
it's gonna be one of the nights, and they'll announce it all over the ship. You'll see little signs everywhere saying tonight seafood extravaganza.
One thing I really liked about the Encore's Garden Cafe was that they had the drink station, the drink bar, in the middle of the Garden Cafe.
Yes.
Which on the Bliss, they had it all the way to the very, very back. So if you're sitting in the front, you had to walk all the way to the rear, well, the front of the ship, to get a soda. So that was not really good. On the Encore, it's in the middle, so it's more convenient, kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and we're talking about the bar.
It's a bar. Yeah, it's the bar.
Yeah, because there's drink stations, the free drinks on both sides. But if you're wanting a drink or a soda, which we're soda drinkers, then that's what that is.
It's not a sit-down bar. It's a service bar.
Right, so grab and go service bar. Yeah. All right, so we had 3 meals in specialty dining restaurants. We had Food Republic, we had Teppanyaki, and Onda.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to start with Food Republic. Okay, I recommend Food Republic not because of the food, but because of the entertainment value. It's really fun, and it's real interactive, and it's just makes for a good time at the dinner table with the people that you're with. You can sit and you can order all your food off that little bitty virtual menu.
Yeah, it is a virtual menu.
It's very easy to use, self-explanatory, and it makes it a lot of fun.
And there's pictures, menus with pictures. Thank you, because you're like, you know, it's sushi. There's a lot of sushi, so you'll have a description of a sushi roll, but then a picture of it, or all of the other different foods. You can see what it looks like. Where so many menus, there's no picture, so you don't know what you're ordering. So that's really cool. Yeah,
you want to see it, you want to visualize it, and that's going to help you determine what you want to get.
Yep.
But that was really fun, very easy to use. The drinks, very self-explanatory. And you could order 4 things at a time and get those 4 things brought to you, and then you could order 4 more things if you wanted, or whatever it is that you're going to get, and they'll bring it to you as soon as you order it.
Yeah. So the cool thing about Food Republic is if you have a dining plan or dining package, it's 4 items per person. So that's a lot of food, FYI. That's a lot of food. And if you don't have a dining package or don't want to use your dining package, you can just go in and pay whatever the menu price is. So I like that setup in Food Republic as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then you pick your 4 and they'll bring it out. And we would just split it,
Yeah,
right?
we would. So we'll taste a little bit of everything.
Kind of share it. And then we'd look at it and we'd say, what 4 more things you want to get? And we would both kind of pick it out together, and then they'd bring it, and it was a really fun experience. I recommend it just for the experience, and it's really fun dining experience. The food, I'm going to say 6.5, 7 out of 10. That's a matter of preference for us. I'm going to give it maybe a solid 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was good. It wasn't outstanding, but definitely good.
Yeah. Teppanyaki speaks for itself. Anybody that's ever been to a hibachi grill, you kind of know what that is, kind of know what to expect. You got the guy acting all goofy, telling jokes, and flipping his spatulas around like Kung Fu Master and all that stuff. All that happened. Our guy happened to be pretty good and pretty funny, but what blew me away was this was the best food that I've ever had from a hibachi grill.
Absolutely.
The filet mignon and the chicken, it really was way better than I expected. I just kind of thought it was going to taste like some average beef and chicken, but I didn't have the I had the octopus, and it was pretty good. If you like octopus, a little chewy for my taste.
Like octopus.
But that beef tenderloin, or that
it was filet mignon.
Yeah, that filet mignon was, oh my God, it was probably one of the best ones I remember eating. It was so soft, and the flavor was right on. I mean, it's worth going to teppanyaki just for the filet.
Oh yeah, and we were able to choose 2 proteins each, but then he he had a little bit of extra of every protein. So even though I didn't order the steak, I got to try the steak. I didn't order the calamari, but I got to try the calamari. So we got to try every single protein that was being cooked, and I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah, and they told me, just go ahead and dip the calamari in the sauce. It's going to taste a lot better.
You just have to like calamari, and neither one of us do.
Yeah, if you like chewing shoe leather, calamari's for you. Ugh. But anyway, it's worth going for the experience.
Yeah.
The beer is really good.
I had Japanese beer.
I had the Japanese beer. I forget the name of it, but it was really, really good. But it's worth going just for that filet.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And then our third restaurant was Onda, and we were so excited to be able to try Onda because it is a brand new restaurant. It is only on the Encore. It's replacing La Cucina, so it's the Italian restaurant. It's going to be eventually fleet-wide. It's going to take time to change these out, but oh my God, that food was good. Yeah,
it was. And we had only been to La Cucina one time before, and she got a pizza. And so we kind of thought maybe it'd be similar. I think it was better.
It was a step above.
Yeah.
The bread. Oh my gosh. So La Cucina, you get the bread service as well. But it's just basic bread. At Onda, we got 3 different types of bread. Then we were given a tray that had mascarpone butter and an eggplant sauce and olive oil to dip all the different breads in.
Which I thought mascarpone was cheese at first. I felt silly. But it was a butter. I'm like, wow, this doesn't taste like a cheese to me. It kind of tastes like a butter. And they're like, it is.
Yeah, well, I think there is a mascarpone cheese as well, but this was mascarpone butter.
Okay, silly me. I screwed that one up, but I figured it out. That was a fantastic, I agree, dining experience at Onda. We were able to sit out on the waterfront, and we were the only ones out there as we were sailing away from Stirrup Cay.
Yeah.
And it had the most beautiful weather, the most beautiful sunset. Everything was perfect. The music was a little loud.
Yeah.
But, made it hard for filming.
That was just us because
that was just us because we were vlogging each other. Man, I'll tell you what, that wasn't easy to edit. But anyway, highly recommend it. Go sit on the waterfront if it's the right weather outside, and it is really a good dining experience.
Yeah.
She said in one of our vlogs, it was the best bread service that she ever had in her life.
Oh yeah, I stand by that.
That
I'm a bread girl.
That says a lot.
That says a lot.
Because she's had a lot of bread service.
Mm-hmm.
I, on the other hand, was just sitting across the table drooling because I couldn't have the bread. But that's my own fault. It's my own fault. I do that to myself. I take all full responsibility. Anyway.
So there's other specialty dining restaurants that we didn't get to try on this one. There's Le Bistro, which is a staple of the NCL, Cagney's, Ocean Blue. There's the American Diner, which is really cool. The American Diner is on the Encore and the Joy on most ships. That's where Margaritaville is. So the American Diner was set up really, really cool. It looks like an old 50s diner where you're sitting in the cars. Very cool. We didn't get to eat there, but I did get good reviews from other passengers on that as well.
That's on the list. One day I want to eat there because it does look really cool. They did the theming up so perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only had 3 days, so we were limited on what we could try.
You know, I got to be honest. As much as I like Margaritaville, just like the next American, I thought the theming was better for American Diner.
I agree. I like the American Diner better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done talking about food. Let's talk about entertainment.
Ooh.
So, when we're talking entertainment, we're going to talk entertainment and activities.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you tomorrow.
All right, let's start with the Beatles. So the Beatles are in the Cavern Club.
And let me tell you what, if you like the Beatles, go. If you don't, you're probably gonna cry because there's a lot of Beatles. But they did it so much like the Beatles. It's like you're watching the Beatles. They look like them, they sound exactly like them, and it was a ton of fun.
Oh God, you know, it's one of those things, like, I've never said I'm a Beatles fan, but when you go, you're like, oh, that's a Beatles. I didn't realize that was a Beatles song. And you start just singing along and you don't even realize that you knew these songs.
Need somebody help.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just really cool, especially after a couple of beers, you know?
Yeah.
It's even better.
So what's cool is what they do is each night in the Cavern Club is a different era of the Beatles. So you'll start with the early Beatles where they're all in their little suits with the ties. We saw Sgt. Pepper Beatles.
Yeah.
With the bright, loud costumes and the big mustaches. That's the night that we went in. And
yeah, that's when they played the Yellow Submarine and the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. You know, kind of when they were like on drugs and going like crazy.
Yeah.
Which I dug it. It was cool.
It was so much fun. Yeah. So, I mean, I give that a 10 out of 10 on the Cavern Club.
No doubt. I mean, you can't go wrong with some cold beers and some friends and some Beatles.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Highly recommend going to see a Beatles show. They're really good.
Yeah. And there's 2 shows in the theater on the Encore. One is called Choir of Man and one is Kinky Boots.
Both are mind-blowing.
I know.
The shows are so well done on NCL. They really put together an amazing cast for these shows. It's unreal. These guys, it's just like, it's Broadway.
It is. It really is Broadway.
It's Broadway. The vocals are there. The
choreography
is there. The harmonies are there. The storyline is there. It's very visual. It hits on all points, and I've never been disappointed. I've only sat on the edge of my seat at every single one of those shows. And I'm serious. I'm kind of a critic on shows. I get bored, fall asleep. You know, I've seen some cheesy stuff. Never on one of these NCL ships that we've been on.
Nope.
Shows are awesome. Don't miss those shows.
Either one of them.
Go to dinner early so you can see these shows.
Yeah. And there's 2 showings. So Choir of Man will be 2 nights, and there'll be 2 showings each night. So you've got 4 opportunities to see Choir of Man. Same thing with Kinky Boots. It'll be 2 nights, 2 showings, 4 opportunities to see it. Definitely see one of these shows. So much fun. So Choir of Man is 13 guys sitting in a British pub, and they're telling the story of their lives through song. And it is just so much fun. I literally thought I was gonna die whenever they did the Pina Colada song.
Yeah. And you know what another cool thing is, right before the show, they allowed the audience to come up on stage with them and have a beer. They actually have a bar set up on stage with real taps. And so they poured me a beer. I got to have a beer with the cast, took a couple of pictures. That's really fun.
That was awesome. That was really, really awesome.
So definitely a must. You should do that.
Yeah.
So what a great experience.
And Kinky Boots, Kinky Boots was so much fun. We didn't know the story of Kinky Boots when we went into it. Yeah. We didn't know it was a drag queen show.
We just heard Kinky Boots and we're like, count us in.
Let's go see it. It was fantastic. We had huge smiles on our face the entire show. It was great.
It's a drag queen show. I mean, let's be honest. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay? But it was fantastic.
And it does have a great story, too.
It's a great story. It's not dirty or raunchy at all. It is just a funny, good... It has actually a really good underlying message.
Yeah.
Very positive and just overall entertaining. Very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. Highly recommend going seeing Kinky Boots.
Yeah. So all of the entertainment was great. And the house band was fantastic. So the house band plays different places. We caught them in the atrium one night.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you,
made friends with the band.
Made friends with the band. They asked me to come back the next night, and they were going to allow me to get on stage with them and sing for them, and they would back me up. But Jason had to go to bed early that night.
No, we had to go to bed early that night, so that didn't happen.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I missed that opportunity. But the first night, they were super fantastic. These guys played, I mean, everything from Guns N' Roses to the Eagles, to Nirvana, to Depeche Mode, to Foo Fighters. I mean, they really covered the gamut of good rock and roll. It was all rock and roll oriented, old and new. And very cool. And
they were super talented.
Super talented. The guys could really play guitars. I mean, this is a band that you would go see at home all the time.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
One of the better ones I've seen. So the point is, NCL does not skimp or cheat you on entertainment. They go all out. They spend good money for this talent so they can give you really good quality entertainment.
Yeah. And so each cast, that's all they do. So the 4 guys that are Beatles, that's all they do. The cast of Choir of Man, that's all they do. The cast of Kinky Boots, that's all they do. They don't try and hire these people and make them do dual jobs. They are there for one purpose, and they do a great job what they're there for.
Because when they typically spread you too thin, the quality starts to lack. These people do one thing and they do it well every single night, so consistent.
All right, so that's entertainment. Let's talk about the activities. So on the ship, there are 3 major activities: Galaxy Pavilion, which Jason touched on earlier, the go-kart track, and the laser tag.
Oh yeah.
The go-kart track, we didn't ride this one. We could have, but we just didn't. But I will tell you, it is the best go-kart track that I've seen of the 3 ships. So the Joy, the Bliss, and the Encore all have the racetrack. It's the biggest. I like the layout. I like the observation deck, so you can go and watch the go-karts a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's a go-kart track. Once you've been on a go-kart track, you've been on a go-kart track. We've done it on the Bliss. And we did it on the Joy.
Right.
And we didn't feel the need to do it again. Because it's really just a 1 or 2 and done for us, I think.
Yeah.
But if you haven't experienced, we definitely recommend giving it a shot and experiencing it for yourself.
Yep. The laser tag. I'll let you talk about laser tag.
The laser tag is way more fun than you will think. The first time we did laser tag was on the Joy. And I was just like, man, I said it before and I'll say it again, I thought it was for kids, I'm like, well, she talked me into it. I strapped up, we went. Let me tell you what, it is super, super, super fun. You meet some people, all your teammates, you get some camaraderie going. You'll eventually see them around the ship later on, but you make friends with those guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to chat with them throughout the cruise. But the game itself, it's really fun. It gets you going, and this particular layout was pretty big and open, so it was very roomy, lots of places to run and hide behind, and I highly recommend it. It's super, super fun. You exert a lot of energy. They say do it at night.
I wish we would have done it at night.
Because it's just a little bit more spectacular. They have lights hanging down and lasers and all these like neon lights swooping around like a concert, with laser lights and stuff. They say you can see the other person's sensors a lot better, and it's a lot easier to make a kill.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Is that you know, during the day you're pointing your gun, but you can't see that laser.
It's too bright
sensor.
outside. You really can't see. You have your little monitors up there, and you can see your little laser shooting out, but you can't see their sensor real good.
Yeah.
But it's regardless how many kills you get. It's really not about that, right?
It's just about fun.
It's about the experience and having fun, and that's exactly what you'll have. Highly recommend doing it. If you haven't done it, spend the extra money and do it. I think it was...
it's about $10 a person,
yeah.
and the go-karts are $15 a person.
Yeah.
So not terrible prices, and they're both, to me, like a one and done kind of thing. You do it, you experience it, all right, move on.
If you have a big family or something, maybe it gets a little expensive, but for 2 people, $20, it's worth the $20. It's worth all the memories and the videos and the footage that you'll get.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, the laser tag of the 3, the laser tag, the go-karts, and the Galaxy Pavilion, the laser tag's my favorite, and it's the least expensive.
Yeah, yeah. So that was really fun.
Okay, so we hit our highlights. We hit the ship, the food, the entertainment, and the activities. We've talked all positive so far. Overall, we absolutely loved this ship. Here's my negative, okay?
My negative is that we have never got to ride the water slides on a Norwegian Cruise Line show. I didn't mean to interrupt.
We did on the breakaway, but on the Bliss, it was too cold. And then on the Encore, we just didn't have enough time.
I mean, I'm striking out with the Norwegian Cruise Line and getting on the water slides. It's kind of a big negative for me.
That's just us, though. We just didn't make it happen.
But we got the getaway coming up.
Yep.
And I think
we will get on those water slides.
That's going to change.
Yep.
Not only are we going to get on those water slides, but we're going to get a whole big gang of people to get on those water slides too. So it's going to be fun. But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the one negative I have about the Encore. Okay. If you look at the breakaway class of ships, so the breakaway and the getaway, and then you look at the Encore, a lot of the things that were free or included on the breakaway are gone. So on the breakaway, you had a ropes course, you had 5 water slides, you had a rock climbing wall. There was a lot of things, and all of those were included. They're all gone, and they're replaced by go-karts and laser tag, which costs extra money.
Yeah.
Also, on the upper decks of the Encore, they have eliminated a lot of the space that was not at cost, that had loungers and hot tubs and plenty of places to lay out, and it's all become part of Vibe. Vibe costs extra. Vibe is about $210 per person for the week, which gives you that private sanctuary, but if you're not wanting to spend extra, then you're limited to just the pool area and the one deck above the pool area for your loungers. So in my opinion, those areas are going to be super, super crowded during the summer when the weather's really, really good, or it's going to force more people to pay that extra money for Vibe. And then the people that normally like Vibe is normally small. It usually only lets, about 200 people?
It is not big. Yeah, it's not big.
On other ships, but on this ship, Vibe is huge.
Yeah.
And so you're eliminating that the whole point of Vibe. So that's my one negative about this ship, is that areas that used to be no cost, or activities that used to be no cost, are additional cost now. So that's the only bad thing I have to say about this ship, because there's still plenty to do that is included. We didn't feel the need to ever pay extra for Vibe, or we did do the go-karts on the Bliss and it was a one and done, and we've done the laser tag and it's a one and done. So we've spent that extra money, but we didn't feel it was an excessive amount of money, and then we were just like, all right, good, let's move on to something else that's not extra.
And that's just us. That's just us. We don't really need a whole lot of things to do. We kind of create our own fun. We just kind of do our own thing and make it fun. And but plenty of stuff to do, even with all that aside. Even with all that said, plenty of things to do. I don't feel like it was too much either. Yeah. I mean, I wish they wouldn't have done away with all those free things, but they did. So
All right. So would you sail on the Encore again?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, any second, any day, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and because we only had 3 days, so I would definitely sail on it again to spend some more time on it. It's a great ship.
Yeah, great observation lounge, great Lido deck, great food, great entertainment. It covers the gamut.
We hope this video was helpful for you. This is our opinion on the Encore. Overall, like I said, it's a fantastic ship. Give it a try.
Absolutely, give it a try. We don't think that you will be disappointed. If it's your first time, it might throw you for a loop. If you've never been on a Norwegian cruise line and you're not familiar with the layout, give it a chance. Give it a couple days, learn about it. I think you'll like it. But absolutely 100% enjoyed it. It's a great ship. It's a nice, new, and clean. And I would go back on it 100%.
Absolutely.
So, hope this helps. Until next time, happy cruising.
Happy cruising. Bye.